Welcome and welcome back to the Flow of Life Tarot. The last reading was a lot smoother and calmer. We've had a lot of bumpy energy. We're right in the middle of this eclipse portal, so I do feel that it is choppy. There's so much moving around. Time is completely fluid right now, as ever, but even more so than ever. So something just crackled. That's odd. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, so that's really odd. I just had to change a cable. I'd plugged something in here and I actually thought I saw sparks. I definitely heard something crackle. So just if anyone's got something going on with electrics right now, please check it out. Don't do like plugs into plugs. Very, very odd visceral thing. And it's lucky that I could see that because obviously that's, electrical fires are an absolute nightmare. So yeah, change your plugs and sockets if you've got any that need updating. Don't let them get to a point. I could actually see there was bare wire, so I've actually taken that and I'm going to put it in the bin. And the wire had split. There's already a bit of casing that was a bit cracked, but the wire had actually split, so it was definitely sparks. Right, let's get into this. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Thanks for being here. Thanks for bringing your energy. Let's see what's going on. It definitely feels a bit smoother right now, but also like an edgy energy at the edges as well. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Okay, let's see. Yeah, someone could be sort of stuck in their head, which is totally understandable as well. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. So let's see what this story is laying out for us. That does signify a change again. So, I mean, you may feel that you are in a bit of a roundabout and going round and up and down. And look, we've got the Hanged Man hanging upside down again with this. So that's two major arcanas pushing against this Two of Swords stuck thinking with the, what did I say, Wheel of Fortune and the Hanged Man. So that energy, oh, look. Okay, now we've got the Judgment and the Hanged Man. So that's three major arcanas that have come out already. So this is huge. So it's no wonder there's this mixed feeling of sort of a sense of calm, sense of completion, but also a sense of anxiety or edginess or discomfort. It's a very, it's an interesting mix of emotions. And now we've got the Lovers. So that's four major arcanas showing themselves already. And we've already got the High Priestess on the table. God knows what's underneath that card. So again, very powerful reading, although we're getting calm energy through. And okay, this came up in another reading about holding on too tightly, restricting a choice. And it could feel like that, or it could feel that, that you're in a bit of a rock and a hard place when it comes to choices. So you are holding on tightly. And that's when we have to dismantle all of that programming and see it for what it is. Because so often we get so used to it, it feels like a part of us until we realize it's not a part of us and it's not even us, okay? It's not a bad thing, it's not a good thing, it's just part of being human. And then we've got the Sun, so another major arcana straight away to show that things are moving in the good direction. This isn't doom and gloom. There is good fortune supporting, and I'm just getting this image of being at sea and wearing a buoyancy aid. And so even if the waves are throwing you around, there is this sense of really being held up and lifted throughout it. Oh my word. Jesus. Okay. So I don't know, already 4 or 5 major arcanas in the shuffle, 2 major arcanas here. This deck has been shuffled a lot recently. Again, not that these are all, yeah. So this is huge transformation. This is, I mean, we can always see it as birth. I just got the image of like birth pains, birth pangs. This is a huge, profound process. So it's going to feel like a mixture of edgy and exciting and empowering and also terrifying and all of it, okay? Just don't settle for one feeling right now. Allow it all to be. Allow it all to flow over you. Allow. That's it. It's that simple. And then you will be able to be in that energy of feeling satisfied. Yeah. I feel like if you're here, you've been doing this hard work. You've been doing that. You've gone through the cycles. You've gone through the death cycles over and over again. There's so much drama with that Ten of Swords energy. that it's just a point. It's like, really, are you sure it couldn't get any worse? Are you kidding me? Are you taking the mickey? It's sort of like, have a word, because this is ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. So you've been doing the work. You're like, right, okay, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, get back to it, get back on that horse, get on with it. And you've been doing it over and over and over. And this is about mastery, because there's this craftsmanship here. It takes a lot of work and effort to be fluent in these skills, and for it to be your trade. And I'm seeing this as like self-mastery, mastery at picking yourself back up and getting the F back on with it. Whether you do it with this great surge of oomph and energy and F you to the world, or whether you do it in a calm and quiet way and just pick yourself up and get going. You're doing it, okay? And we've got here 8, 9, 10. So with that combination of numbers, I feel like it's it's like a winning streak. It's like there's rhythm to it, and you're good. In fact, you're so good at it, you're kind of like, it's almost your bag now. It's like, yep, I got self-mastery. I've got the death cycle down to a T. I've got this. And, whether that's at an ego level, a human level, emotional, mental, physical, or spiritual, or soul level, whatever it is, this is hugely powerful. So whoever this is for is someone who is extremely... I swear I shuffle these decks. I can't believe how much these powerful cards come out so often. And yes, there's overlap and similarities with readings, but oh God. I mean, if you're here, I think you understand how powerful this combination is. We had all those major arcana showing in the shuffling and the splitting of the deck, and now we've got these on the table. We've got this powerful combination here that's already affirming that you are. This is self-mastery. This is, expert level player at life. Not just life, but life, death, rebirth cycles. Highly intuitive, on point. There's like nothing will get past you. No BS, no drama, no nonsense. You're like a master at it. You can see it coming a mile off. You're in tune with the vibes. It's almost, I'm seeing with this, how you ping a tuning fork and then all of them start to resonate the same frequency. I'm seeing these now as like forks that are just vibrating. Like this energy, it's a joke. It's not even anything. It's not even, that frequency, you can kick it to the curb, because you've got this frequency with this 9 cups. And again, when you see glass glass blowers, glass makers, glass singers, and again, they get the pitch and the frequency, and this higher frequency and the frequency that you can create out of such pain and drama and turmoil, creating a higher frequency out of all of this is that mastery. It's craftsmanship. It's an art. It's an art form. It's like the universe is looking at you. The whole universe is watching in awe at the mastery that you're displaying here now in your life. Doesn't matter if your ego doesn't get it. There's a soul level knowing about this. Did you see? I'm hoping you see. Temperance is like a huge mother effing affirmation. It's like, absolutely, this is it's like the alchemical process of the magician, but another level. It's like a refining process. This is the refining of the absolute ultimate. And I'm being drawn here to these flowers, which look like irises, I think, or narcissi, right? And the story with, it could be that you are transmuting personal deep, not just trauma, but personal, what would be classified as deeply inappropriate or unacceptable human or societal behaviors. Okay, but go with me here. This may not be for everyone, but there's someone here that may have actually gone through this narcissistic process or tendencies within themselves, and actually slain it somehow in themselves through, a lot of work. Okay, I'm not talking one lifetime. It's like an energy. So the story of the narcissi, or the story is, and this is just a very brief, don't take it as fact, look it up yourself for the actual facts, but the general gist is there was this beautiful young man, and he may have been a pixie, but he was amazingly beautiful, but he didn't know how beautiful he was. He never saw his own reflection. And I think out of jealousy or spite, he was cursed to be able to see his reflection one day in the still waters of a pool. And I think he just got married, and this is why, I don't know, someone else out of jealousy cursed him. And the moment he saw his reflection, he suddenly saw his own beauty, and he was transfixed, and he couldn't pull himself away. So it was a curse. It was a punishment. It was a horrific thing for him to carry, and a destruction of his life ultimately. Someone may have pulled themselves out of that kind of curse, that narcissistic energy, perhaps having grown up in a toxic environment where the only things were valued were things that meant you had to survive, which may have created some sort of what may be referred to as borderline personality disorder. This isn't to glamorize it or to legitimize it or to sanction it or to make allowances for it in any way. I'm just trying to describe the energy that's coming up here. The reality of life is that there's no excuse for being an arsehole. Doesn't matter what you've been through in life. There's no excuse. There are people that have been through countless horrendous, horrific, evil, cruel things in life and never harm a hair on another person and never cause harm to anyone else ever. So that's not an excuse. Okay, this is just something about this energy. And it doesn't have to be full blown. It doesn't have to be diagnosed. It just could have been just the common or garden, ordinary narcissistic tendencies that humans can have, right? I mean, we live in a culture of taking selfies and displaying ourselves online, which is kind of a narcissistic vibe, really. So I'm not really talking about that heavy duty stuff, but there is something alchemized there. Okay, that was a real side note. If it triggers you, whatever, that's fine. I get it. I understand. That wasn't the intention. Okay, so moving on from that, this is just back to this alchemical process, which is really pure and divinely guided and divinely overseen. This is a huge wake-up call. Or it could be, taking that story, because I think that would only be for one person that might relate to it and go, yeah, I've kind of grown out of that energy. Yeah, I've gotten through it, and I found and made amends, right? If you did ever cause harm, you have, it could also be that the kind of work that you're doing, and this actually I feel there's a lot of people here, is actually dissolving that narcissistic energy, dissolving that curse. It's like your power, your resilience, and what you've been through in countless lifetimes, and your self-awareness and your self-work just naturally seems to destroy that narcissistic energy. Destroy it in a way that it transmutes straight back to source and can never be anything other than pure source, love and light again. And the reverberation of that, I'm seeing this movement in the water, the reverberation of that is reaching across not just our planet, but actually throughout our solar system and our galaxy and our universe. And I'm seeing it here, this looks like Hebrew up here to me. There is something profound and written about that. There is something like it was meant to be, like that you were meant to walk that path. And it's not like battling bad and evil. It's a transmutation of an energy that had been seeded in humanity. Some kind of curse, or I don't know. As you zoom out further and further and a bigger picture is formed, these things become more abstract. But that's not to negate the reality of day-to-day human living and life whatsoever. In fact, the true test is, can you still be part of humankind? Can you still hold grace and heart and compassion and wisdom in your heart when there is so much that seems to go against that and seems to want to tear that apart? I mean, look at that energy. There's so much power here. There's several kind of versions of that energy in that story here. Take what resonates, leave the rest. It's up to you to discern. You know, this isn't to blow smoke up anyone and inflate any egos, and this certainly isn't to justify any shitty behavior. These are powerful energies, so they are going to be potentially like hair triggers if there's still stuff that's snared and jangled and attached, but that's fine. Okay, it's just you are doing profound work. That is the most important message from this. That's all you need to really know. You can let go of anything else. Don't get stuck in the details. There's a mastery level of soul work and alchemization and a higher frequency here. Again, it's really just affirming this higher frequency. I don't know if I've got this before with this Nine of Cups, but definitely this is like I mean, it's almost levitating. I feel that this is a frequency, and I'm seeing a rainbow with this. I know that comes with the 10, but this is a higher frequency, like I think 999 hertz is one of those higher angelic frequencies. Yeah. Yeah, you've been making waves and changes. Simply living your life. I don't know if there's anything else. Oh, yeah, of course. The devil shows up. This is what you've been doing. You've been transmuting those chains. You've been transforming this energy. And actually the planet Saturn, obviously the tarot, Capricorn and Saturn associated with the devil, even the planets are evolving, right? So that old patriarchal projection onto Saturn that we have projected onto Saturn is shaking off. You know, there's so much more wisdom with Saturn. It's not that fear-based energy that we have projected, and we've scapegoated the energy of Saturn. We've scapegoated it, you know, and that is again another Saturnian Capricornian phrase, scapegoating, where the villagers would pin all their sins onto the goat and then chase it out of the village as a way to chase out the devil and release their sins. All they were doing was projecting and sticking it further in the shadow by doing that. It's like the sanctimonious, you know, I'm clean and pure, my hands are clean of this, it's got nothing to do with me. Well, I've got news for you. If you're here alive on planet Earth and you're a human being, then it absolutely has everything to do with you. You contain everything, you contain all of it. You are a fractal of the divine sacred creation of all that is. And as a human being, you carry every single vibration. So what you see in the world is a reflection of you. And if you're here watching this and you're doing your shadow work, you already know that and you're taking responsibility for it. And the gift in that, in seeing that reflect in the world, is that the intensity to which it triggers and affects you is the intensity to which it's a wake-up call that there's something you need to address, even if it is the most tiniest splinter of energy in your being system. It still is resonant in you. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that if you see evil in the world that you're 100% evil. That's not what I'm saying. This is so much more nuanced. And when we see amazing, beautiful goodness in the world, that affirms that which already resides and resonates within us, and it allows us to harmonize and you know, like a tuning fork to pitch with that frequency, which is, yes, we do want to pitch to this higher frequency, but we do not need to continue to stuff things into the shadow, deny them and project them onto other and make it about other. Okay, I'm not going to put caveats around that, because I think if you get it, you get it, and if it triggers you and pisses you off, then yeah, you know, these messages come wrapped in love and they're served with love, and we're crossing, you know, through deserts and big emotional streams, and we are in this eclipse portal right now. But yeah, I think if you've made it this far, you understand that and you know that. I feel like this might be enough. How long have we been going? Oh, we've been going a good 20 minutes. Yeah. This is what you've been dealing with. This isn't to scare you. This isn't some bogey monster outside of yourself. This is part of being human, dealing with all these energies, and you've got mastery level at it. So well done. Keep going. Seriously, keep going. You're doing well. All right, take care and catch up soon.